Welcome to An Open Book with Harry Pacheco, where our guests choose to be an open book, sharing real impactful stories that are making a difference. Welcome to the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our podcast here. It's Open Book with Harry Pacheco. It's an STP production. We have a very, very special guest today. We're so blessed to have her. Her name is Kerri Kairdolf.
Got it.
So how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I'm very excited. What intrigued us the most, me and the production team here, is that you wear many, many hats, right? Yeah. And they're all great careers, right?
Right.
That you do at the same time. So our audience, right, and myself most of all,
Sure.
right, know that you are a pastor at a big church. You're also a labor and delivery nurse for many, many years. But we're not here to talk about that.
Okay.
We're here to talk about Rewind. I think I was doing a lot of my homework about Rewind.
Okay.
Thanks to your Casey, your media person.
AKA our unicorn, yes.
Yes. She's your executive assistant.
She
wears many hats as well.
She does.
And all the posts that you post online and what you guys are doing in general, for many, many people, put smile on their faces.
Absolutely.
By what songs you perform. Can you tell us more about Rewind and where you guys came from and how it started?
Okay. Sure. I'd love to. So Ultimate Rewind initially was started by Jamie Harden. He's out of Manchester, Tennessee, about 15 years ago. And really it just started kind of as a local group, more variety show type kind of thing with little vignettes and sketches and things like that. A lot more people involved, like dancers and things like that. And I guess I've been a part of the group for about 10 years, and we were previously known as Ultimate Oldies. So we did mostly 50s, 60s, 70s, and some 80s at that time. So through those 10 years, a lot has changed and shifted. We've got, the band is pretty much turned over. We've pared our singers down till we have about 4 singers. 5 if you count one of the guys in the band, and it's just been neat to really see it just blossom as things changed and more of our reach was extended where we went. And so right now we're currently booking gigs all over Tennessee, Alabama, Kentucky, Georgia. I think that's about right. So it's super exciting. And
yes.
But yeah, it came from a vision from Jamie of just starting to do this, and it kind of blew up in the local area, especially in the Manchester area, and a lot of interest. And so it's just gone from there, and it's just been neat to see it change and grow, and just morph into what you're talking about. We love to take those songs, create a moment for people, and it really does. I mean, we actually have groupies, if you can believe it or not, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And they follow us from show to show, and it's really kind of fun. You know, I felt like I had laid down a lot of my dreams of performing and stuff as a young woman, got married really early, and as my kids have grown up and everybody's out, and I've been able to step back into that avenue. So it feels a really neat niche for me as well, or niche for me. And so it's been a lot of fun, and it's what it does for the people. I mean, I think the last show we had, I guess we were in Crossville. Was that when you were videoing people? Yeah. Just getting their opinions and what did you think? I mean, they're just bubbling over. It's it's so simple, but it's so heartfelt. It's really neat experience.
I feel like it's gratifying for you in so many ways.
It is. It really, really is.
So first, I want to know you specifically. Were you always a performer and a singer?
Yes, pretty much always. I believe the first thing I did, there was a show, I must have been in second or third grade. It was called The Christmas Doll. And I was a Christmas doll way back a long time ago. Long time ago. But I get it. My mom was always involved in some form of the arts, and she likes to paint. She's very crafty, but she also is a singer and an actress, and she was in like musicals and stuff when I was growing up. So I think that's where I really got the bug. And all through junior high, high school, choirs, things like that, musicals, and passed that on to my own daughter as well. So
okay. And is your daughter involved with the arts? And
she is involved in the arts probably more with her church at this moment. She's kind of a different phase of life, but she actually went to MTSU and graduated with a theater degree, and she worked professionally for a little bit before she got married. But yeah, she's actually probably the better actress. Yeah, she's actually really, really good.
So I did a little digging and homework of myself.
Oh, Lord.
So you also do theater as well, right?
I sure do. I've been super involved for probably about 10 years at the Art Center of Cannon County, and I've done a couple of shows out at the Manchester Theater that they have there. Lots of musicals. That's kind of my thing. I'm not a real straight play girl. I'll watch it, but I enjoy musicals. But I haven't done anything in a couple of years. Once my grandson was born about 2.5 years ago, because I was doing, Ultimate Rewind and theater. It's a lot. I get paid to do Ultimate Rewind and not theater, so I was like, see ya. So trying to be, a little bit more prudent with my time, because with working full time and all the church stuff and everything, something has to give.
No, absolutely. So how many members? You said there was 4 members, right?
So there's
four singers.
4 singers, and we have one of the band members that does some singing as well. Okay. So there's 10 total in the group with band.
Wow. How's the traveling experience with 10 people? Is that...
So we all kind of just, because most places aren't really more than 3 or 3.5 hours away. We have done 5 hours. Okay. We all kind of go in pods and groups.
Oh, okay.
Casey's kind of my, like I said, wingman. We're always pretty much together.
Liaison.
Yes, we ride together, and she's not allowed to drive. I only drive.
So she's really the executive assistant.
She's just not a good driver, but that's okay. She's precious, but that's not her thing. So anyway, no, she's awesome. But yeah, so it's good, especially when we're doing like longer trips. We try to ride together. I can honestly say that everybody in the band, singers, band people, we really do enjoy one another. And several of the band members are actually members of our church. Okay. And so it's a good group of guys. They're really awesome.
And so what I gathered was 10 years, right? You guys been together for 10 years, but some in and out, interchange, and things of that nature. How's that been for the band and the cohesiveness of it?
I feel like, personally, I think all we've done is grown, and that, there's a few bumps in the road. I see why bands break up, because it's intense, and it's a lot of opinions, and how musicians can be. Everybody's... They're right.
My first job was a musician. For me to write books, I wrote music for a lot of artists that won awards, and there's a lot of egos that needs to be balanced, and especially when you're the one knowing that you wrote the song and they're getting all the credit. You're like, I'm not writing a song for that person.
Exactly. I mean, I think creatively, I would say probably 90% of the time, everybody's on the same page. Jamie's actually, the owner-operator, and he does probably the bulk of, like, getting the gigs, transporting all of our equipment. He's got a lot on his shoulders. And he and I mostly creatively work together and can... bounce those things off one another, and pretty cohesive most of the time. Not to say we don't bump heads. I'm pretty strong-willed. And so, but the band and our band, I say this all the time, and everybody's like, yeah, right. But then they come see the show. Our band is amazing. They really are. They are, they're tight. They're so, so good. You think you're listening to like the record. And so they're just a great group.
That brings me to my next question.
Okay.
So you said you have a lot of groupies and people that follow you when they know you're going to perform and an event happens. Is there do you have favorites they want you to play or kind of sing when you're in certain cities?
I think if they know us, they're always super disappointed if we don't do Hotel California. Like, I was hoping y'all would do a hotel. And we try to freshen it up because we go to a lot of these venues year after year after year.
Yeah.
And so we try to add new songs. So if we take something out, like I know for, I think it was the Carpenters song. I do some, the Carpenters. And I think we had a guy at this last show, anything you do with the Carpenters. And, it's just, it is so diverse of what we do as far as now we're not totally gotten away from the 50s. But we don't do as much. We kind of do more of like an homage to the 50s, because there's not a lot of people that around that are still do the 50s, it's hard. But we still try to keep that alive because a lot of these people wouldn't be what they are as artists without the people from the 50s,
right.
So 60s, 70s, 80s, and then, but yeah, they love anything Hotel California. I do some Jefferson Airplanes, probably one of my favorite songs that I do. I do White Rabbit, and then that goes into Don't You Want Somebody to Love? It's really cool.
Yeah.
Super fun. They really like that a lot.
I love that.
It's great. It's fun. Super fun.
So is that what you would say your personal favorite is to perform?
I love that group of songs, and I love anything by Linda Ronstadt. The girl can sing.
Yeah.
I mean, and she sang everything. So I love her stuff. And then, like, if you want to get into 80s, I do some Heart. I do some Pat Benatar.
I love Heart.
So
I have it on my favorites right now.
I almost always do Alone. And then I just learned, what's the one I just learned? Barracuda. So did that. So it's super fun.
Yeah. I actually run to Heart.
Do you?
Like when I work out.
Yeah, they're awesome.
It's very and then somebody hears what I'm listening to, like, what? You're not listening to like Eminem or something,
right. But the '70s Heart and the '80s Heart are so different.
Absolutely,
it's like two different bands. Totally.
I'm the I was the more '80s Heart with the.
What about love? Yeah,
that's actually one of my favorites.
That's awesome.
And it just I don't know, it does something. It's like a Chicago tune for me.
Sure.
Chicago's huge. They've been on a lot of like movie. Like soundtracks of Karate Kid, or was that the lead singer of Chicago? Peter Cetera.
I don't know.
But
I get what you're saying. But it does the same thing what you're talking about. It brings up memories.
Yes.
And I talk about that. That's really our vision is we want to transport you someplace that you've been before and have those memories come up.
Kerri, you've been doing this for about 10 years now. And I feel like you wear, and again, I don't think people know how many hats you wear and how much in demand you are. As far as labor and delivery is a hard occupation. Yes. I mean, all you women out there, I know labor is hard.
He knows.
Yeah.
It's decent.
So that is something that's demanded of you.
Yes.
You have to be there. You have to be present. And a huge church, you're a pastor for a huge church, and there's women events that go on. There's people that that lives are probably, sometimes you have to step in and be like, hey, what you're struggling with, or things of that nature. So these things are tugging at you. But I feel like when you talk about the ultimate rewind, I feel like there's a lot of joy that stems from this, and I believe it's a calling for you to do this, because I feel like when you see people and the changes that you see them and how much joy they like to have the experience when you perform, does that give back to what everything else pulls out of you?
I think that it does. 100%. I don't think I would keep doing it if it didn't, because it's a lot.
Yeah, because I feel like it balances you
Yes.
a lot.
Yes. My husband and I were just talking about this yesterday. He loves to fish. And he says the other day, he goes, I think I'm just weird. I just love fishing by myself. I said, that's not weird. I said, that's healthy. I said, you need, everything you
Everybody
do
yeah.
has to do with people. Every avenue of his life, and really honestly mine, you're interacting with people. And, it depletes you after a while if you're not filling it back up. And I mean, I love to shop by myself. I'm my own best friend a lot of the times, because I enjoy it. And it's not because I don't want to be with someone. I just need that decompression time. But yes, oldies brings, I call it oldies, Ultimate Rewind. We just did a name change this year. It does bring joy. And like I said, just fulfillment and fun. And I mean, who doesn't want to sing with a band live in front of anywhere from 300 to 600 people?
When I listen to music on my playlist and I'm at the gym, I'm not working out. I'm lost in the music. Mm-hmm. I believe you do that for a lot of people. They're not without problems when they're doing a show for Ultimate Rewind. Mm-hmm. They're without
what's going on right now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Their stresses at work. Mm-hmm. Their stresses at home.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So you're giving that to people.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like why I really wanted to interview you, because you're giving back to the people. As much as it doing, probably feeling you in a way of what is being depleted from you, mm-hmm. you're doing so much for the people.
It's a great perspective, and I don't know that I've really drilled down that far with it, but you're right, it does. And I think you can even see it, as you start a show. Typically they're Saturday nights, mm-hmm. when people are, stressy, yoga, another thing to go to, and you can even kind of feel the release of people. And by the end, when we end with some disco stuff, they're up on their feet, dancing, clapping, mm-hmm. So you just it is a joy, much like doing labor and delivery is too, because
yes.
I feel like that's a calling as well.
Right.
And even it took me a long time to see, hey, this is even my calling within the church too, because I can minister to people within the church when they have a need and be there for them and provide something maybe a little bit extra they wouldn't have gotten if it was just a normal, I'm going to having my baby, but because I'm able to have connections and connect people and even bring more joy to them. It's super important to me. My church life leadership has morphed a lot through the years. And so now I'm more, I don't want to say semi-retired, not really, but because are you ever really retired from church life? But
no.
But I definitely feel like my labor life and my church life have merged. We just have a bigger staff now than we did 30 years ago.
We have great support system here.
Yes, Casey's the unicorn from she's his
wherever you are. I'm sorry, but every time I see her, I know you're like
not far behind.
You're far behind. I'm like,
she's
okay,
great.
where's yeah.
She's single too, so we can hook her up with somebody.
Yeah.
Hey.
Shout out.
Just kidding.
Trent, did you hear that? It's like, so we get that ball in there, and then we'll put like her tagline or whatever on Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, may not want to do that.
Sorry.
Just teasing.
So, here's another thing. I believe that when you talk about the name change, this is the next question. This is funny how you go into the next questions when I have them written.
And I only glanced at your questions before. I didn't even really study them. I just I can answer those.
So you mentioned a name change. Mm-hmm. What brought that along?
The band's kind of been brewing for a couple of years talking about it, and it's hard to name something. And I think ultimately the final decision came down to Jamie, but we tossed some things around. Honestly, I feel like when we were Ultimate Oldies, when he felt this way too, band felt this way, you're oldies. What do people think oldies are? People think oldies are more 50s, 60s.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're just in that range.
So you kind of pigeonholed a little bit. And so we said we need something that would maybe attract a little bit younger audience. because honestly, we have it's an older audience, which is fine. They love it. They're excited. We don't want that to stop, but we also want to continue. And felt like name change, make it a little more current, a little more. What does that encompass? It encompasses 50s through 80s. The band wants to do 90s. I'm like, I was not in the scene on the 90s. I don't know. I know some 90s, but no, we'll stay with 50s and 80s for now. So, it was able for us to put it all under a bigger umbrella. And
I love that.
Yes.
That's because I did my research again.
look at you.
And for so long, you had a lot of commercials, and it says oldie. It says oldies. It was oldies.
It was Ultimate Oldies, yeah.
Ultimate oldies, and I was like, was there a transition? Did that hurt the brand at all? I'm talking to your media person here. No.
I have felt like, we did the name change in January. I feel like, there's a lot of places we go to continually. So we do have a following. We've had to bill it, previously known as Ultimate Oldies. I feel like this has kind of been a transition year. Yeah. I don't know that the name change necessarily has affected it. Maybe a little bit. But that's okay. Because, there's rebuilding years a lot and things. I mean, we still almost always sell out our venues. And which is super fun.
I told Trent this. Trent is, I like to always say Trent is in the know. Okay. What's going on in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. He's probably plugged in. Am I correct, Trent?
Sure. Whatever you say.
Well, he's plugged in, and we have known you as the Ultimate Rewind is always selling out your shows. Mm-hmm. There's not so it's kind of like when you're in town, everybody goes.
Yes.
Because that is their release in some ways from the pressures of the world, if you will.
I agree.
And I think that's what music does, is it gives us this type of where you need a moment, and that moment is to be lost in music. Mm-hmm. And I believe
just connects everybody.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just connects everybody.
You know what's awesome? What also I wanted you to do this is me and my producer Trent, STP. I wanted to give you this opportunity because I know your husband, I know you, I know what you guys do for the church, and I know exactly what you guys do for the community. We want to know that the name change in January and bring out the Ultimate Rewind and let everybody know, our listeners know, that it's a rebranding, but you guys are totally the same.
100%. And
so that was part of it, you being here, and now it's going to be sketched in our head about Ultimate Rewind. So I want to give you this opportunity. I know you probably know because you have to prepare for it. Mm-hmm. What are your upcoming events?
So our next event, I'm glad Chrissy's here. Our next show is Blairsville, and that's August 16th. That's almost all the way to Blairsville, Georgia.
Wait, in Atlanta, Georgia?
It's like almost to the South Carolina border.
Oh.
Yeah. Blairsville, Georgia is about 3 hours away, or maybe a little bit more.
What's the venue called?
It's the Union County Schools, their Fine Arts Center.
Oh.
So it's really
that's
big
huge. Kind of like MTS uses.
Yeah.
They have a theater there.
Yeah, it's a big venue, and our first time was last year, and they loved it last year. It was a really great show. So that's our next one, and then in August we have another one.
In September we have South Pittsburgh.
We're in Manchester. Manchester, Tennessee.
What's those dates on?
September 6th.
Okay. How do we buy tickets or to support?
UltimateRewind.net is the whole schedule on there, and there should be links to every venue.
Okay, say that one more time.
UltimateRewind.net.
.net, and then we could all support.
Yep.
What you're doing is just a fabulous thing. What you're doing for people.
We love it.
And as you talk about it, you glow. Does she not, Casey? She says, yeah, she's co-signing on what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So here's what else I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
When we like to tie in the show, we want to ask you, 4 things that you're grateful for. And these are, they don't have to be in a particular order.
Okay.
4 things that you're totally grateful for, and it can't be generic like my mom, my dad, and that's
Sure.
4 things, whatever it
Sure.
is.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4, and again, we're not going to judge. It's not in order. It's just 4 things that you are grateful for.
I think I'm most grateful in my life for is new beginnings, and it kind of goes with it, just new chances. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very, very, because without that, we'd be stuck.
Yeah.
And so I'm very, 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 very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for the ability to sing, perform, and have that opportunity in my somewhat older time of my life, having given up a lot of that time to start the church and do everything, I'm super grateful for that to come back around in whatever shape or form that is. So I'm grateful for that. I mean, we're all grateful for family, blah, blah, blah. I do want to try to do different things because I'm obviously very grateful for that.
No, that's
You're
that's
making
the
me
obvious.
have to
Yeah.
think. And so I am, it's a really good question. I'm super grateful for longevity. I guess that would be a way to put it, for just in all things. My work, the church, my marriage. Those are the things you can't really, take back. The longevity and the fight that had to go into making those things be
Wow, that's beautiful.
longevity. So
Trent, that has to be a real man. No, I'm serious. Like I was, I don't know. I was like, man, am I watching something here? Like, I didn't know it was like it was beautiful. It was well said.
That's so
We don't even
sweet.
have a script, folks. It's
no,
just-
we don't. He told me conversation. I'm like,
No,
I
it's
can do that.
very genuine. It was the
I mean
most
that.
genuous thing we ever heard here.
I mean that that you don't just get that. That takes a lot of work, a lot of tears, So I'm super thankful for that, and mostly with my marriage.
So perseverance, it does develop great character. You agree with that?
It does. It does. So that was 3. Well, you're really making me have to think today, early in the morning.
Coffee.
Yeah, I mean, I would just I would just say too, kind of goes with that, but it's different. Just probably the long-term relationships too, not just like family, husband, or we're talking, people that have been by our side.
Yeah.
You've been part of church world and church life, or just even just relationship with people. And I think when I was a younger person, I would always thought, hey, these people that are my friends now, they're going to always be my friend. And that just is not the way life works. Things change, people change. And that's a hard lesson for me to learn. So, but what that has done has made me even more grateful for the people who are ride and dies, who walk by us, who are always there and can always, I feel like Casey's one of those people. I feel like Jesse, who's our band leader, he and his wife, Jesse and Emily, I feel like they're those type of people, Jamie and his wife have been those type of people to us. And those are hard to find.
Yeah.
And I'm super grateful for those things.
I feel the genuineness and just that's awesome. So
And my great kids.
yeah.
And my kids.
So I want to ask some. It's kind of another question,
Okay.
but if you had to lift another, it could be an organization, it could be someone that did something for you as far as just in your careers, it could be a corporation. Is there somebody you want to shout out and say, hey, thank you, and look into this person or organization, and they're doing so much great work for the world. Is there some organization or somebody you want to shout out? It could be anything that we can follow.
Well, there's two things, and I'll make them brief. One is, are you familiar with A Soldier's Child
Yes.
organization? So
Yes.
that's one.
Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yes. So Daryl Mackin and his wife JoJo became members of our church through a common relationship, and it was a while back. And he was kind of just getting started, or had been started a little while, and I was amazed and blown away at what they do, how they support children of fallen soldiers by giving them a birthday every year until they're like 18. And that's initially how it started. So, they register and then they send them these gifts every year. And then that's just morphed into all kinds of different avenues it's just gone blown up for them. So I'm always blown away. I'm a child of a veteran. My dad is a retired colonel from the Air Force. And so I'm very patriotic, and I love America, and I cry on the 4th of July. I just love it. I'm very passionate about that. My flag's out every single day. And then every 4th of July, I put flags all down the driveway and all down the walkway, and it just ticks my husband off because he's got to pick them all up when he mows the lawn every year. That's it. It's a thing. I'm like, guess what time it is? And so Soldier's Child, sorry, A Soldier's Child, bar none. And then I do have, along the lines kind of like my work, I kind of hit a little bit of a speed bump about a year and a half ago at work, and had some things. I don't want to get into all the details, but I went and met with our CNO just to talk to her and tell her, and I have to say that she was the most patient, wonderful, loving, just the fact that she sat and listened and validated me. And I said, if you were me, what would you do? And, her comment was, I wouldn't let them win. And so I was like, you know what? I'm doing this. And so I just changed my attitude and just got pedal to the metal. And I feel like from that conversation with this person, I think it just launched me into another realm at work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, and have seen some super good fruit come of that. So I appreciated the courage, because when I wanted to quit, that didn't let me quit.
That gave you you were on 4th gear. That gave you that 5th gear to go.
For sure.
And then blow away everything
Right.
else.
But also to self-reflect and be like, what do I need to change? What do I need to fix in me to make the situation better?
That's huge.
Yeah, it was huge.
A lot of people don't do that.
Hard pill to swallow sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's important.
What was her name?
Her name is Amy Kaysen.
Okay, those are powerful words. So you could honestly agree that words and advice and mentorship does matter.
Absolutely.
I believe it impacted you a lot.
Absolutely. I think that is something that it's real important with this next generation, Gen Z, I'll call them, of launching into... I'm tired. But launching, really letting them see the importance of mentorship.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it isn't always necessarily what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. And that would be my wish, for that to just impact people.
Then this is the final. We're gonna close out, and you've been an awesome interview. I feel like I think the listeners are gonna know what Ultimate Rewind does for people and the history of it. I know there's not a lot of things out there about it, and now that we know, it's just gonna bring more people to your shows and want to be able to kind of escape the pressures in life and go to your show and enjoy the music. Is there also, are you guys on YouTube for anybody to check out any live shows? Or this is exactly why we're doing this.
Yes,
It's because
yes.
you know what? In some ways, that's great because they want to be able that mystery want to be able to go there and check it out for themselves.
Right.
And we're missing that. Everything is
At your fingertips.
right, and it's kind of like what is that? Fast food.
Yeah.
Service
Instant gratification. For
instant
sure.
gratification
Yep.
on things, and I believe not only that you're enjoying your favorite, I want to call them the favorite things that you love to listen to in the 80s, 90s, 60s, 50s.
70s is my favorite though.
Yeah, 70s is your favorite, and if you love listening to that, please
Yes.
check them out at all the events that were mentioned. We are gonna put all your events, tag them on Spotify, Apple Music, and also YouTube. We want to be able to put this in the forefront and be the platform to be able to shine a light on what you're doing as far as what it's doing for you, but what you're doing for people out here in Tennessee.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
You made it easy.
That's a wrap.
Okay. That was easy.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Open Book with Harry Pacheco. Be sure to like, share, follow, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star review. We'll see you on the next one.